Hey guys! Hey, I was just coming back from Copperhead Road. You know why I was there? Any idea? Take a guess. Well, there's a Copperhead Road in the Johnson County, Mountain City area. Maybe I was there, maybe I was not. Hey, look at this guy, Will Rogers. So interesting, this guy. He says, I tell you folks, all the politics is applesauce. I have to agree with this. He said this too. He said, there are three kinds of men. The one that learns by reading, the few who learn by observation, and the rest of them have to pee on the electric fence for themselves. I've never peed on the electric fence. I touched one time, accidental. Someone says, it's off. Okay. And I had my brother, he would say, hey Jason, come here. And he would try to grab you, and he would grab the fence, and it would go through him and get you. But he never got me. He would get my cousin, though. Anyway, and one other thing he said, this is kind of funny. He said, Democrats never agree on anything. That's why they're Democrats. If they agreed with each other, they would be Republicans. Now, the neat thing about this book, I think, and I wish there was more from Mr. Rogers, because it sounds like he's a very intelligent guy. But this book, his quotes end in roughly 1935. But he talked a lot in his book about really the build-up to what became World War II. Here in 1928, he talked about the bed sheets, as I call them, Stalin and Lenin. But in the Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin launches the first 5-year plan, which begins by eliminating, via death, Siberian camps or exile all landowners who oppose collectivization. In widespread protests, peasants burn their crops and slaughter their livestock. Ugh. Mussolini's Italy signs a 20-year treaty of friendship with Ethiopia. Wow. But within 7 years, Italian forces will be slaughtering their quote-unquote friends. An interesting thing about Ethiopia, it is the only place in the world where Aramaic still is spoken. Do you know what Aramaic is? No? Aramaic is the language of Jesus. Yeah, I think that's very interesting. Now, the Will Rogers that I knew is the different Will Rogers, but we'll do a little tribute to him too, Will Rogers. Now, Will never was the Lone Ranger, but me with this mask on probably look more like the Zorro. Now, I do speak some Spanish, but not so good with sword. You know, you see me with a lightsaber sometime, but I have no skill with this sword this way. But anyway, the other Will Rogers, maybe it's the same Will Rogers. I don't think it is. He look a little different. Good looking guy though. I tell you, all politics is applesauce. So interesting. I like applesauce, but I don't like politics. I don't like the word politics. I don't like the word politician. I like elder statesman. Can you name one elder statesman we have now? I didn't think so. I mean, really, maybe somebody like the Ron Paul. He's very wise, very well read, very educated, very ignored by the media. Yeah. Another person was so well informed, so educated, and such a good thinker was John F. Kennedy. It seemed like, and I don't like to say this, but it's true, he's the last real president we had that wasn't, he wouldn't give them a war. He wouldn't give them Vietnam, and Johnson would. And with Vietnam, thousands and thousands of soldiers died. Hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese citizens, civilians died. It's a tragedy. You know, something else. You ever heard of the military-industrial complex? Well, when Dwight D. Eisenhower was leaving office, he warned, on his exit speech, he warned the American people of perpetual war. And, before World War II, really, the United States was not so involved with all these other places and trying to control everybody. But after World War II, the United States take the power. And before you know it, perpetual war. We have Korea, drug on for a long time. And then Vietnam. And then all these lesser skirmishes, too, you can throw in there in between our involvement in South America and other places this way, promoting revolution and this type of thing. But we have so many irons in the fire now, like Rome. the old Roman Empire stretched out so far, and me being someone who read the Bible too, there's this prophecy where it talks about the eagle spreads its wings and gets them cut off, and then stands like a man. Now, maybe I look too far into this, but this is the first time in the past 60 years, really, that man has the ability to truly destroy the world with a push of a button. And that concerns me, you know. Concerns me greatly. Now, I'm not usually one who have loss of words, but I don't know. You know, the United States for a long time did not want to negotiate, let's say, with terrorism. And something Will Rogers said about terrorism before he died in 1935, he said, well, not terror, he said about diplomacy. He said, diplomacy is the art of saying, nice doggy, until you can find a rock. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. Here's old Putin. We haven't talked about him in a while, but I think Putin thinks he's a cowboy. He watched a lot of cowboy movies. I wonder what his horse's name is. It says, at first Putin had little interest in ideology, and then a vision emerged of a Eurasian Russia imperium, fending off Western decay. Old Vladimir got his medals just stuck right into his chest. And that's, I don't know, steroid enhanced chest. I don't know. Anyway, that's my 2 cents for today on this subject. Hey, what I would like to do in the future, I'm going to have a riddle segment where I'm going to ask a riddle, and my viewer can answer in the comments. And the first person to answer correctly will get, how about a signed copy of one of Jason's books? Let's do Haggard Harry and the Fisher King. It's the second book in the Haggard Harry series. It's a good book, but yeah, the first person to answer the riddle. What is the riddle going to be? Well, riddle me this, Oedipus. What is it that crawls on all fours in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening? So answer in the comments. You answer this question correctly, I'll reserve you a book, Haggard Harry and the Fisher King. I'll get JS to sign it. And God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. And let me find my shorts. You know, these are actually too small for me. They're size 28. I wear like a 36, 34, something like that. But these are size 28. One of these days, I hope I don't ever get so skinny I fit into that. But anyway, if you were wondering, like, I get the shorts. I was going to get, what's his name, Jackson, who played Apollo Creed, to sign these. Maybe these are the shorts he had on when Ivan Drago punched him in the face and killed him. Well, most people think that's real. I know there's not a real Ivan Drago. If there was, in the UFC, it would have been Fedor Emelianenko. Man, now I beat Oleg Tekterov. I submitted him in the early days of UFC, but Fedor I would not want to tangle with. Anyway, God bless you. Thanks for tuning in.